Good morning or good night, Gacha Kingdom. Today I watched a video by Red Flame talking about how Zenless Zone Zero had to change everything. And while I do think this is a good video, I was watching it and some cogs in my brains were turning. I was like, wow. Why is this video an hour long? Red Flame, if you're watching this, I think it's a good video, but that hour long stretch, I think a lot of this could have been shortened down to maybe like your typical stuff, about like 15 minutes, because a lot of this video was kind of given, hey guys, this is my video about Nicki Minaj. Okay, so the first rap song to ever exist that was commercially successful was the Sugar Hill Gang. So I'm going to tell you why Zenless Zone had to change everything, and I'm going to do it in 6 minutes and 9 seconds because I think that's funny. Every person that's played this game and their moms have an opinion about these fuck-ass TVs. Let's be on the same level here. These TVs aren't that deep, okay? Them taking the TVs out isn't that big of a deal. The ZZZ dev team had to take the TVs out because a lot of people were complaining about how their action gacha game didn't have action, and a lot of their time playing this game was just looking at TVs, and maybe they had like 3 minutes of like actual beating shit up and like 10 minutes of just walking around via TVs. And while yes, in concept, because we are playing as Belle and Wise, they're looking at TVs, so as a player we're looking at TVs, in execution it could have been like way better. Like it could have actually been running at 60 frames per second and maybe like less TV time and like more like beating shit up time, you know what I mean? And I do believe the Zenless Zone writers were intending to have Belle and Wise leave the video store and go into the hollows and help the agents go beat ass in the hollows. I just don't think the writing team was on the same page as the dev team when the dev team was like, okay, we're gonna get rid of TVs in 1.2, and then the writing team was like, oh god, we need to make up an excuse, and that's how we kind of get like 1.6 and 1.7, where it's like one sibling is like, ooh wow, powers, and the other sibling is like, oh my god, a mind grade. A lot of the changes from 1.0 to 2.0 are relatively like small in comparison to the gigantic TVs, and they're just relatively like, oh yeah, that changed, oh yeah, that's cool, and they're like quality of life changes. And the ZZZ development team seems to be actually watching content creators or reading the feedback that is coming through in-game, like how people were like, Miyabi looks derpy as fuck and doesn't really look like her art, so that's why they changed her model. Very cool. And I believe that's why the ZZZ team did all the changes that I just mentioned before, because they realized that people were complaining about this and they were complaining about that, and then they were complaining about, oh my god, the TV. And for the ZZZ team, just like any other gacha game developer, this is a race, because if you lose this race, you're gonna fucking die. And as we've seen, the Zenless Zone team decided it would be faster to just ditch the TVs entirely and just go through with our agents through hollows, where we beat ethereals up, we go through the major story beats, and we do a little bit of puzzles here and there, but nothing really too major, like brain power inducing, kind of like the TV stuff. Again, we go through the hollows with our agents, we beat ethereals up, we get the major story beats, we do a little bit of puzzles here and there. The only thing that's lost here is the fact that we don't get as much story building lore about the world and about the hollows that we're in and stuff like that. However, I don't think that's that bad of a trade-off, considering that we get a generally better experience in a, again, action game that isn't just toggling through TVs for 10 minutes and then fighting for 3 minutes. We are now just running through and we're taking fights maybe about every 3 or 4 minutes, and our fights maybe take about 3 to 4 minutes. And that's not to undervalue the quality of life changes and the constant improvements that they're putting through the game, because that genuinely shows that the Zenless Zone team does care about this game and they want this game to be successful. TLDR, they want money. And if Zenless Zone isn't successful, they don't get money and they die. I mean, they also have Genjin over there, and Genjin really just be given bare minimum. Like, why are we giving money to Burger King, okay? Like, yeah, we gotta stop.